We all live in this world of misinformation, the world of distrust. Many say that, I don't know who to trust, let alone a book, the Bible, and put my trust in there, or any other book for that matter. Some also say that, well, the world is in just such a bad state or condition, it's in bad shape, and it's just getting worse all the time. Internet connections is molding the way people think. It's molding people's desires. But no matter what the world is going through, my dear friends, and what you may be going through as well, you're not alone. We're all in this together. And this is the point of our study. There is someone who truly cares what you're experiencing, cares what all of us are experiencing. And you know what someone has said also in our interviews prior to this program was that, it seems like our generation just doesn't matter. It seems like I don't matter. Like nobody cares what I'm saying. Nobody's listening to me. We hear you. We see you. But much more than we hearing you or seeing you. Allow me to open the first verse of our study together, and it comes from the writings of Apostle Peter, chapter 5, verse 7, 1 Peter 5:7. Tell God about all the things that make you sad or afraid or angry. Give your thoughts about those things to Him and let them remain with Him. Do this because you matter to Him. Allow me to pause, dear friends. Wait a minute. What does the Bible say here? God is saying, you matter. Don't let anybody say to you then, you don't matter. What you say is not important. Oh, you're just a young person. Oh, you're just a Gen Z or this or that. No, you're important. You matter. Most of all, you matter to whom? Here's the Bible saying what? Because you matter to Him. You will have trouble and pain for a short time. But after that, God, who is so completely kind, will make everything right. God has caused you to be united to Christ so that you will live with Him always. You will live with Him in the beautiful place where He lives. And God will make you completely as you should be. He will make you strong so that nothing can ever stop you believing Him. Someone feeling incomplete, someone feeling angry, someone feeling sad, someone feeling afraid. This has been recorded in the Holy Scriptures. You're not alone. And it is God that cares. It is God who sees you, hears you, loves you, all of us, and will be the one to comfort.
So just as you mentioned, brother, so many of my friends are going through depression right now. They're longing for someone trustworthy that they can talk to, someone who can listen to them. So I wanted to ask, does the Bible talk about overcoming sadness?
Thanks for asking that question. Okay, is the Bible really relevant? Can the Bible be that source of help? Can the Bible really be that which can guide us to overcome depression and sadness and the things that are defeating many people nowadays? Is it so irrelevant and behind the times as some accuse it of being? Does it have the capacity to help? Well, let's just go to the Bible for its response to that, first off, in our study. And let's take a look at what's recorded here in chapter 14, verse 13, wherein it says, someone who is laughing may be sad inside. Even in laughter, the heart may feel pain, and joy may end in sadness. Can the Bible, was written in ancient times, know what all of us are experiencing and going through in this life nowadays? Absolutely. Look, this was written so many centuries, thousands and thousands of years ago. They may be laughing and enjoying themselves on the outside, but on the inside, filled with grief and sorrow, loneliness and such. You know, these times, it really does happen because more often than not, When a person is really sad, they don't want everyone to know. So they put on the facade of happy-go-lucky, but in fact they're in deep pain. Is that you? How serious would that be? How serious is the common or the persistent remaining in a state of depression, a sad state of mind? Is it dangerous? How severe can sadness or depression actually get? And what could that do to those who get to that point where they don't know what to do? They can hardly get themselves out of bed the next day. Let's go once again to the Holy Bible. Let's read in the book of Psalms. In Psalms 6, verse 6, I quote, "I am worn out with grief. Every night my bed is damp from my weeping. My pillow is soaked with tears." What can we see here, dear friends? We can see that there are people who actually become and have done so in time past too. Again, we're reading from the ancient book, the Holy Bible, acknowledging what? People can actually become worn out with sadness and grief. They're not able to get any proper rest, and they can't find any peace of mind, and they're in that kind of frame of mind that will affect their entire life. And that's dangerous. And we don't want that anyone would feel that and not know the resource to run to. What would be the danger of any one of us remaining in that frame of mind? What would be the danger? I've asked that question, but let's continue reading the Bible's responses to that. For example, Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 18 says, "My grief is incurable. My heart is sick." Here the prophet Jeremiah also wrote on the very topic we're discussing. And how did he describe it? He described it as it's incurable. If then one is in a state of mind or a condition like that, and they conclude, well, I'll just let it run its course. Well, I'll just let it be fixed by trusting in what I see on the internet, or fixing it this way or that way. That way, how did the Bible describe it? Then it will be incurable. The heart can feel so sick that one feels that their grief or their sadness is without any cure. A hopeless way of thinking is dangerous. I have to repeat that, my friends. A hopeless way of thinking is dangerous. Why? Because that's when evil thoughts can creep in, and people even think of harming themselves or even ending their life. Well then, what is in the heart that causes a person to feel sick to the point of depression or to the point of hopelessness? Well, let's go this time to the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 25, where this is recorded. "Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression." What is stated here, dear friends, is that anxiety, worry, nervousness, that builds up in the heart. It's what causes depression. There's something that we should notice here, okay? It's important to notice that it's not the actual problems that cause the depression or cause that surrounding, overwhelming sadness, but rather the anxiety that one feels when thinking about the problem. That's what causes the depression, not necessarily the problem, but the incessant worry and anxiety thinking about the problem, that anxiety. So the way we view problems then is vital to whether or not we handle them properly. So how does the Bible serve as a resource that you can trust to guide you properly to deal with the problems that are causing the anxiety in one's heart that ends up emerging, causing depression. I repeat the question, what resource can you trust to guide us properly to how to deal with any of the circumstances that we get surrounded with in this trouble-filled world, right? Well, consider this, what is recorded here also in the book of Psalm 42:11. It says, "Why am I so sad? Why am I so upset? I should put my hope in God. I should keep praising Him, my Savior and my God." What's the resource that we as members of the Church of Christ run to? What are we encouraging everyone together to be of one spirit, join with us in running to the resource that has the power and has the capacity to genuinely help, genuinely cure? God, who in what we read earlier said, "You matter to me," right? God is the one. He's the resource, and His words are here in the Holy Scriptures.